Check. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the AfroMattt Show. This is episode number 145. 154. I know it's late. This episode is late. I realize that. I was sick, very, very ill. I got sick because I went to a Fat Tuesday, New Orleans style event. They had a bunch of food trucks out. I was standing in line. The line was like wrapped around whatever building. It was like a long ass line, and then there was like three people, a lady with like two teeth working at the register. The card reader wasn't working, so it was taking a year for every person to check out. It was like the line was like 10 people long, but it took 45 minutes. I was in this line. I was just in like a t-shirt and shorts. It was pretty warm that day. But just as the sun, it slipped right behind the buildings. It got so cold. I'm freezing, and I got sick. I got very sick. The next day I woke up groggy and achy and with like a fever, just like in kind of like a fever haze. So needless to say, I couldn't record the podcast. That was Valentine's Day. It is what it is, folks. It is what it is. I roll with the punches. The food was good. It was worth it. I got the crawfish, the crawl boil. The potatoes, the corn, all that good stuff. Jambalaya, gumbo. It was good, and it was worth it to be sick. I wish I had gotten it for free, so it really was, a 1-for-1 exchange. But I did pay probably $30 to get sick and also get good food. So it's like, it is what it is. That being said, let's just get right into the news. I'm not going to throw a pity party for myself. I'm still a little bit sick. I got a little bit of a cough. You might hear a cough. I'm going to try to do it off mic, but just, guys, let's just chill. This is chill. I imagine the people listening to this are probably chilling at work. It sucks. I know it sucks. All I do when I'm at work is listen to podcasts. So I know that it sucks and that just having background noise is what's up. That is what's up. And for that dude listening to this right now at work, dude, your boss sucks. Everyone knows that. The dude, he's dumb. You're probably smarter than your own boss, right? Now, whatever that means, the dude, he is, he's bossing you around. You don't deserve that, man. Just, stick through it. Better times will come. That being said, let's get into the news. Oh, here it is. The news. So I have some vague news that I've been kind of out. Like I said, I've been kind of out of it. This whole week has been kind of a blip in a time bubble. And also my birthday's in 2 days, which I hope my birthday doesn't become a super spreader event, but I did see that Tucker Carlson interviewed Putin, which that was not on my bingo sheet for this year. Tucker Carlson ex Putin. I didn't watch the whole I watched the highlights like you do at the Super Bowl, which I guess also happened. Congratulations to the big ups to the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes. Big ups to him. It was actually a really good game. Fun to watch. Yeah. Oh, there was a shooting. There was a shooting at the Chiefs. I think even bigger than the Chiefs' actual win is that when they went home to do their parade, it apparently got shot up. And that's a developing story. I don't know who it was or why they shot it up. I assume it was a San Francisco fan. If you hear San Francisco and shot up, you'd instantly think of drugs, but I don't think this was the case. Let's see what happened. Now this is kind of impromptu news. Everything I do here is impromptu. But yeah, let's look this up. All right, let's see. Here we go. Chiefs parade shooting. 2 juveniles facing gun-related resisting arrest charges.
And tonight here, new images of the moment the shots rang out. Just an extraordinary crowd had assembled. The sound sending people running for their lives, scattering to get away. As you know, 1 person was killed, 22 people were shot.
Wow, that's really crazy. Well, I mean, like in a crowd, like you got to realize this isn't just a parade where this is more of a march. This is Kansas City, in Kansas City, Missouri. They are marching. This is they are the parade. The people were the parade. I mean, this is sad and really fucked up. I want to know what's going on. A lot of times when this happens, a lot of people hold their breath. Everyone's waiting, holding their breath, okay, to see if it was a crazy schizophrenic right-wing person it was either this or chopping his dad's head off. Those were the 2 options. Or if it was like some trans person who it was either this or maybe at like a school or like a library or something. Who knows? A little bit more. The left wing, I will admit, are a little bit more cerebral with their school shootings or with their shootings.
For children, ABC's Alex Perez in Kansas City with how this all started.
Well, it all started when the Kansas City Chiefs won the Super Bowl. It's crazy to think that if they wouldn't have made that last pass, these 22 people probably wouldn't have gotten shot. I mean, and that's guys, I am sad that these people got shot. I really am. It's sad. I'm sad that the 1 person died. It's tragic. Anytime that this happens, it is a tragedy. Some people just can't be trusted with guns. I mean, some people can't really honestly be trusted in cars. I mean, honestly, you're lucky this guy didn't just drive his car through the parade. That's happened before. A lot of bad things can happen when a bad guy is out there. But, you know, if that final pass didn't get made, if they just covered that dude, if they played man-to-man, I know nothing about football. And I'm trying to, but the funny part here is if they had stopped that pass, they wouldn't have got shot. All I'm saying is there wouldn't have been parade here on this day, right? It would have been somber, people inside kind of gloating and feeling bad for them. I have a hair in my eyeball that really is annoying. It would have been somber and it wouldn't have been a parade celebration.
Tonight, authorities in
And that's not to make light of the situation, by the way. It's very sad.
Kansas City say the hail of bullets that erupted at the end of the Chiefs' Super Bowl parade was the result of a fight that escalated into gunfire. And 2 of the 3 people in custody are juveniles.
Preliminary investigative findings have shown there was no nexus to terrorism or homegrown violent extremism.
Okay. Well, good. Okay. So this is just your classic so no terrorism, no extremism, so not left, right. This was just a classic. This is what we call a Texas debate. A Texas style debate gone wrong. You know, usually when you have these, you want to be at your home, on your ranch. You say, we want to take it outside then, and you do the 1, 2, 3 draw, and it's like only you two. But this maybe got to a situation where they didn't have time to make the arrangements for the duel, and the duel happened impromptu. Let's continue listening to what she says.
This appeared to be a dispute between several people that ended in gunfire.
The result of that fight, 23 people shot, at least half of them children under the age of 16. The youngest, just 8 years old.
Holy
Jacob
shit.
Gooch, his wife, and one of his sons, all recovering from gunshot injuries to the feet and legs.
I see smoke coming out of my ankle. People rushing me. I turned to try to start running, and I collapsed to the ground because obviously couldn't run. Been shot through my ankle.
investigators poring over videos like these obtained by TMZ Sports that show people treating the injured among the chaos.
Jesus.
The two men seen in this video tackling a possible suspect were thanked by law enforcement today for their bravery.
I didn't hesitate. It was just do it. So I went to go tackle him, and another gentleman did the same thing.
Paul Contreras and Trey Filter were both there with
everyone. Okay, whether you like it or not, this guy is living out every man's fantasy of being like some sort of, it's the idea of throwing yourself on your grenade for your comrades. Every person thinks that they'll do it, and given the opportunity, they probably wouldn't. But every man wants to think that they would. They want to have that moment when the kid walks into their classroom and is about to shoot them up, and then they like Taekwondo matrix and like dodge all the bullets getting to him, takes his bullet and holds him at gunpoint until the police arrive. That's like every sort of like the male. That's the male fantasy right there. At least I feel like every person has at least had that thought. They're like, I will stop this. If something goes down, I will stop that. And this guy actually did. So this guy's like, and this guy will have a story for probably the rest of his life. Every bar he'll go to, he's like, you remember that shoot? He'll try to work it into the conversation too, and it'll be kind of like everyone knows like this is where he's going with it, because they'll know that they'll know him. It's like, oh, it's him again. He's back to tell us how he saved Kansas City. He'll work it into the conversation. He's like, remember that parade? Yeah, that was crazy. I mean, Kansas City Chiefs going 2 years strong. Yeah, that parade got shot up. Yeah, I remember. I remember that. Yeah, I remember because I saved it. And then he's like, yeah, I stopped the shooter. It'll work it into, because something like this you don't just forget. And you don't just not tell anyone.
Their families.
I remember the officers pulling my feet off of him. And at that point, I was just looking for my wife and kids.
And watch closely as Trey's wife, Casey, moves a gun away from that possible suspect.
Well played.
The shooting happened just as the Chiefs were leaving the rally stage, several members of the team comforting fearful fans.
I really want to know what the fight was about. Like, how does a fight erupt? Like, how does that, what is that fight possibly about? I mean, yeah, that's unfortunate. Remember how we used to start every episode of the podcast with a shooting? There has been less shootings, and I'm appreciative of that. So, recently, Ice Cube. Okay, well, we're going on to the next. I've no segue. I literally no segues. I don't plan this. This is I just take clips as I see them. Apparently, Ice Cube recently went onto a podcast and talked about how all of gangster rap from its conception in the 90s, maybe even before, has been a government psyop. Straight from the horse's mouth, Ice Cube himself, the Cube, has said it.
People who own the labels own the prisons.
Literally the same people?
Literally the same people.
So he's on Bill Maher, which Bill Maher, famous cuck personality, night show guy.
Who own the labels own private prisons. The records that come out are really geared to push people towards that prison industry.
But they didn't make you write those lyrics.
It's not about making somebody write the lyrics. It's about being there as guardrails to make sure certain songs make it through and certain songs don't. Some records are made by committee, meaning record company guys sit around and tell the artists, this is hot, say that, do this. We're gonna have this guy write the lyrics. We're gonna have that. You have, the record company pushing the narrative. Some social engineering going on here to make sure those prisons stay full.
Boom! There it is.
That is wild. Ice Cube on Bill Maher talking about how gangster rap is a psyop. So if you don't know what like for-profit prisons are, this is my understanding of a for-profit prison. For-profit prison, pretty much it's a privately owned prison where they lease out the what is essentially slave labor. They lease out the prisoners because prisoners have little to no rights as an individual. They have, I mean, probably none. Probably like no rights. So they can get paid like 12 cents an hour. It is slave labor. They pay him in like a box of cigarettes, right? So they lease out this labor to like farms and stuff like that. You know, I'm sure McDonald's gets a cut. I mean, half of the people at McDonald's, I guarantee you, look, I mean, it's not pretty. They have like no teeth. They're like falling apart. They're kind of, sometimes they'll freeze when I ask like, can I have like a large Coke Zero, please? They're like, they just kind of, sometimes, like literally this is a side tangent. Literally, I had a lady freeze when I asked her for a large Coke Zero. And she froze and just looked at the screen. I'm like, oh, is it broken? And and I'm like, oh, hello? And she like snapped back to reality, you know, but like, it's weird what's going on. I don't even know. She may have been an AI. The McDonald's might be working on some crazy shit. But, yeah, and they always have like 3 teeth. Also, for some reason, Arby's, or no, not Arby's, Firehouse Subs. If you've ever been to a Firehouse Subs, those are some of the most cracked out individuals I've ever seen. But that's often, those people might be. I've seen people with like legit probably like swastika tattoos on their entire neck. Give me a Firehouse Sub. What was I talking about? Private prisons. Yeah, private prisons. There's a documentary I watched about this called the 13th Amendment, or maybe it's just called the 13th, something like that. But it's about the private prison system and how it's built, and it's been, you know, manicured and cultivated in such a way to harvest minority individuals into essentially free labor. That's when you get people like Kamala Harris, whatever, that scoop up 1,000 minority people and for a gram of weed, and then they're like, well, now you're in prison. And now that they're in prison, when you're in prison, you're like, when you go to prison, you have been in prison, right? It's not like you can ever undo being in prison. So then they get out of prison, and then they will have been in prison. And in order to be in prison, you have to like join gangs. So you have to get that swastika tattoo. You've got to stab a motherfucker or something. You've got to clap some cheeks. Whatever you got to do. And so that now you're in that lifestyle. So there's a lot of repeat offenders. The recidivism rate is pretty high, because it becomes part of your lifestyle. And sometimes when these people leave, it's like what's that, the 8 Mile or whatever. When the dude leaves, he tries to get a job, and he's like, this kind of, I don't know what I'm doing. Morgan Freeman's like, I didn't know what to do. I was left to my own devices, like he was. You just say they don't know what to do. They're like, was so used to getting up when someone told me, and leaving when someone told me, and eating when someone told me. I just didn't know what to do for myself, so I went and stole a pack of cigarettes. Or, they just want to. That's what causes the recidivism. It's a completely different, world, but. And think about that. All of that from like just going to jail for a gram of anything. Like if you have a gram of meth, dude, yeah, that's not cool. But like, don't put him in jail for like, just put him in, dry him out a little bit. Put him in the drunk tank, right? But I mean, this video is, it's pretty interesting.
Same people who own the labels own the prisons.
And the fact that it's coming straight from Ice Cube, and this is the horse's mouth, right? When they say straight from the horse's mouth, this is as close. He's like almost the inventor of gangster rap. It's the always hard, Come and blow your car, and blow your, like that. The boys in the club always, that type of, it's fun. But the fact that it was a CIA psyop is something I never even put together. The fact that the CIA would have a vested interest in promoting criminal activity in a minority population. When you think about it, they brought cocaine into the country and, are currently bringing in fentanyl and probably other shit, right? In order to control the lower class and the populations that they don't like, right? That they have a vested interest in keeping down. So they brought in and also sidebar, the CIA they invented and distributed LSD. So they were responsible for the 60s movement when that one kind of backfired, and that's why they really hate that one. Also with weed, they really hate that one because it's literally stuff like that where it backfires on them, and then they become they saw that it I guess opened up people's mind, and then they became anti-government, and then they're like, one love, baby, it's groovy, man, that type of stuff. That they it's actually kind of crazy that they hate that way more than they hate fentanyl. Fentanyl just makes people into zombies, and they actually are they're kind of chill with zombies. But the second that it becomes a movement, like the LSD thing, and the heads, the dead heads and stuff like that, what were they, the Grateful Dead, the Deadheads, and all those people. Once it becomes a movement, they're like, whoa, what did we get ourselves into? The CIA instantly regretted their decision with LSD and weed. Now, when it comes to fentanyl, they're like, well, these people, they seem pretty mellow. They're driving down Kensington where people are stuck in a lowercase r shape, just hunched over, I heard the reason that they hunch like that is because they don't want to fall asleep because then they waste their high. It's imagine if you pay $20 to get, or $200 to get into Disneyland and then you fall asleep. That would suck. You just fall asleep. So they're trying to stay awake. So that's why they freeze up and they kind of hunch over, and they kind of just teeter there and just kind of wave in the wind, just kind of frozen. And the CIA is chill with that because that doesn't represent any sort of problem. Not socially. Well, definitely socially, but not to them. It's not a threat to the CIA or any other three acronym groups, right? FBI, CIA, NSA, whatever, NRA, whatever three acronym you want to put up there.
Literally the same people?
Literally the same people who own.
And which people it is? The who he's referring to? It's probably BlackRock. Everything comes back to BlackRock. They're buying up all this land, all this property. They're probably working on building actual slave camps. So that the next time a COVID comes out and they want to get people, give them their shots, they have a place to do it. They have an actual place to do it. They round everyone up. It's, what I'm saying sounds crazy, but COVID sounded crazy. Half of the shit in COVID sounds crazy. Thinking back 2 years. My dad just sent me a picture of the arrows that they put on the aisles to make them one way. There was an arrow on the ground pointing down, one way down the cereal aisle, and they're like, one way only, because COVID only flows in one direction, right? And remember those stupid little squares that they stand on? A lot of shit sounds retarded in hindsight, and a lot of stuff sounds crazy when said now will be a real thing 10 years from now. Guarantee you half the land, not even half, they own so much land. Some of the property that even Bill Gates is buying so much land. It's definitely going to be used as some sort of re-education camp, but it will be fun. The thing is, it will be a fun camp. It'll be something. See, they won't round you up, because that's like that has like kind of brings back not good vibes. Rounding people up is not good vibes. Anytime you start up with round them up, you're starting off on a bad vibe. So it's got to be something that's fun to go to. So they'll make a little city, and they'll have it'll be called McDonald, Amazon, Walmart land, right? And you go there, and it's like you get to see how they build. You get to see how they pick items for your next day delivery. You get to ride a roller coaster that takes you through the factory at Amazon. You get to drive in a giant, McDonald's bumper car. But as part of the entry fee to get in, they'll have to make sure that you have all your shots and stuff. And of course, they'll slip a few extras in there. And it will be fun. You'll be like kind of vibe. It will be the spot to go to. I'm telling you, it will have the highest amount of investment in it. There'll be so much money in this fairy tale land that it will be retarded investment money, like crazy. And you'll be like, why do they have so much money for what's the equivalent of a vacation spot? And it'll be a town that no one knows about. That'll just instantly become a mega tourist destination. Out of nowhere, they'll just pump money into a random spot, and that will be their spot. And maybe they don't even have to shoot. Maybe it'll just be in the food. It'll just be in the food. While you're there, you're eating, you're drinking, you're buying their drinks. You're like, why is everything on tap? Everything has unlimited soda. This place is so cool. I can have unlimited Coke Zeros? Are you telling me unlimited Coke Zeros for the time while I'm in here? I mean, that's better than Disneyland. I don't have to pay $7 per. I mean, and then it will be the culmination of everything. Everything bad will be happening there, but it will be really nice. It'll be actually kind of cool, and you'll probably actually want to take pills. They'll be like, hey, take this motion sickness pill before you get on the ride, and it'll be like heart shaped, and it'll say Walmart on the front or whatever, and you'll take it and you'll be like, well, thank you. Yeah. The thing is, the future of oligarchical control is you telling them thank you for controlling them, or for them controlling you. That's their goal. Their goal is to have you thank them for killing you. That's their end goal. They want you to say thank you for actively killing and controlling you. Look, guys, I don't make the rules. This is this is the world that we live in. All right, let's continue on to the next news. Gay adult film actor turned Proud Boy gets jail time for Capitol riot. A Pasco County man described as a gay adult film actor and member of the Proud Boys. So now these people are interesting, because this is such a difference, right? He's a gay adult film star and a Proud Boy. Anytime that there's that much of a vast separation between the two opposite ends of the spectrum living within one person, that's an interesting human. So this is someone I would want to get on the podcast immediately. The FBI arrested Stephen Miles, 40, and of Zephyrilus in April after he was caught on camera assaulting Capitol police officers with his fellow Proud Boys in an attempt to overrun the results of the 2021 presidential election. Miles was charged with assaulting, resisting, and impeding officers' civil disorder, engaging in physical violence on a restricted building grounds, a dangerous weapon, and related to offense. So, he got hit. He got hit hard by the Capitol thing. It is what it is. him and a bunch of the other bros got hit pretty hard. In the Capitol, talk about Capitol and gay people. I don't know if I went over this on the podcast, but there was wasn't there a guy who was getting like banged out on the Capitol floor? Oh, here it is. This was a while back. This was on December, but I remember it because it was just funny. A second guy. This is also the way that they phrase it sounds like when they told George Bush that a second plane is at the tower. A second gay congressional staffer was filmed having sex in the Capitol building. It's just the image of George Bush's face when he hears that a second plane is at the tower, just staring off to the left. A second gay congressional. I didn't even know about the first one. A Senate staffer made headlines earlier this week after a leaked video showed him engaging in sexual acts with another man inside of the Senate building. As it turns out, he wasn't the first. News broke on Wednesday of a second investigation into a congressional staffer who allegedly filmed himself performing sex acts with another man inside the U.S. Capitol in 2022. The video circulated on Snapchat from a user going by Adam J. In one of the video, the man masturbates inside the House office building, which the outlet identified through the furniture and a mouse pad branded with the congressional seal. In the second video, two men whose faces were not visible engaged in. Okay, so that's the video I saw on Twitter. He was bent over the Senate in the Senate room, and the guy was giving him back shots and filming from behind. So the dude was bent over and he was getting railed. And then he pulls up with the camera and literally videotapes the Senate room. And I don't know, I literally have not heard any repercussions from that. So I guess it's like okay now to have open gay anal sex in the Capitol building. Which, more power to you. By the way, more power to you. I am for that. As soon as the office was alerted, we immediately contacted the appropriate House entities to conduct an independent investigation. The office will be filing for further comment on the personal matters. So, yeah, not much on the front of what happened to those guys. Yeah, so the gay Proud Boy got tiny homes. What is this? More news. Americans turn to tiny portable homes to combat unaffordable prices. Okay, so this is more of the, oh God, my dream shed. Oh my. So this is more of the you will own nothing and be happy kind of vibe. This is the route that homes have gone into. Homes are in such a bad shape, and not even as bad. So anytime I hear someone complain about the American housing market, I point to the Canadian market, and they are so unbelievably fucked in Canada. It's actually crazy. I don't know what's happening in Canada, but it's bad. They're in a bad way. It's like $500,000 for a 2-bed, 1-bath in a place that snows all year round, right? Like that sucks. That's bad. It's bad. But yeah, Americans turn to tiny portable homes, and I wouldn't even call these homes because what these are sheds, and it's not good. Where is this? What is this?
Mitch Rochelle is our real estate guy, and he joins me now. Is this because of a surplus of upscale homes for sale? Is that accurate?
100%, Stuart. All of the newer homes.
Okay, so this is the issue, right? Because if you're a builder and you have the choice, you spend all this money to buy property. You have the choice between on your lot splitting it in two and putting 2 small sheds, which people will live in, and the people that will live in them are poors. By the way, that's a very important part. You can put 2 sheds on this, whatever, 10, 0.10 acre lot. You put 2 sheds on it, split up, no driveway, no nothing, a shed, whatever. Small spot. 2 poors will live there, 1 in each spot. They'll maybe, you hope that they'll make rent. You hope that they don't have any of their, poor friends over. Their trash bag family will show up. You hope that they don't, start, God forbid, start dismantling cars and taking out engines and letting shit rust in the front. That's what they're dealing. So it's between that or building a luxury style Airbnb rentable, pseudo rich McMansion style property on a 0.10 acre. I mean, God only knows, if you cannot make that decision almost instantly, you are retarded. Now, that's the problem with America. Now, I mean, look, I'm not even saying that he's making the wrong choice, because if I had a piece of property, I wouldn't want to rent it out to these poor people. Poor people are the worst people to rent to. You don't know if they're going to make rent. You don't know if they're going to, like, all this thing. Are they going to mow the grass? Do they have a mower? Right? Are they going to start, are all 4 of their pit bulls going to start shitting and pissing on the carpet? Is their pit bull going to run to the neighbors and maul their child? Is that going to be something I'm going to have to legally deal with on my property? So it's between that and building a luxury style Airbnb for probably close to the same price, because God knows they're both, dog shit quality, paper mache, cardboard boxes. One's just bigger. That's the problem with real estate, is because, poor people suck. That's the problem. And everyone knows this. It's so bad that cities literally have to force people to make homes for poor people. That's how bad it is. And everyone goes around, if you ask a realtor, sometimes, and guys, this is the crazy thing is, realtors don't even want to work with poor people because they want a better deal. They're hard to work with. They're not willing to make high offers. They require more communication. They're longer to, they don't want to work with them. There's too many steps. It takes longer for them to get pre-approved. It's harder for them to get pre-approved. It's all of these things. Poor people, it's infinitely harder for poor people to do things in this country than it is for rich people, even to live, right? The food that they eat takes up a larger percentage of the food of their, wealth, right? That's just the way this world is, right? And no one wants to accommodate to them because they are poor. Look, I'm poor and I can realize this because I have a functioning brain, right? I'm not going to complain I'm not complaining. I'm just stating how it is. This is the state of the world. This is probably how it's always been. Except in the past, people in England, when they were, sleeping on their hay bales and waking up to shovel shit, they and like hearing stories about the king and his elaborate thing, they knew that's where they belonged, right? And they didn't have any sort of like ideological hopes and dreams. They didn't think that one day they would be king. A peasant doesn't wake up one day and hope that they're king. Here in America, that is what happens. People wake up and they think that they can become kings, right? I don't think that's ever happened, and it's probably a new invention in the human, just the course of human history. It's just a new invention. It's people thinking and peasants waking up and thinking one day they will become a king. And meanwhile, the king's over there, and he's like, in the past, peasants knew their place. I'm not saying know your place. I know my place. And I'm saying this because I believe, like that peasant, One day I can become king, right? It's a new invention, a new disease caused by the American dream, right? I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's actually a good thing to have, like, you know, goals and stuff like that. But everything is working against you.
The high rises that have been built in major cities, their land cost was very high, their construction costs were very high, and their asking prices, whether it be for the condominiums or for rent, are exorbitantly high. And there's just there's a ceiling at which tenants will pay. However, for the rest of America, rents just keep going up and up and up.
That's a nasty situation.
That's a really nasty situation. What is rent? This guy doesn't even know. This guy doesn't even know about anything. This guy's so out of touch. So when you're saying that these people are buying tiny homes, is that 2,000? How many square feet? He's like, no, we're talking 500 square feet. Oh my gosh, he's living in my... This man, you're telling me people are living in my walk-in pantry? No, I'm not saying people are literally living in your walk-in pantry. I'm saying the size of your walk-in pantry people are living in are homes at the size of your walk-in pantry. Oh my God, I didn't know things were this bad. How long have things been this bad? It's a poor state of affairs. He's like, well, get this. There's 5 people sharing rent in that one room. Oh my God. I'm gobsmacked. This is how out of touch some people probably are. I just bought a house on Amazon. I didn't even think twice about it. Jeffrey Bryant said as he unboxed the house for his audience. Wait. He purchased a foldable house.
Today's...
Excuse me? Okay, well, we have to watch this.
29th, the house got here at like 8 o'clock in the morning. Before I show y'all the house, I want to thank Karina because she was an Amazon specialist. She seen my TikTok, and she said she follows me and she loved me. She loved watching my videos and everything. She gave me upgrades, y'all. The house is not supposed to be this color. She gave me a whole different color house, and this, on the papers, it says the square footage is way bigger. So, kisses to you, Karina. She gave me two couches, y'all. Oh, God, like, I'm sorry. She gave me 2 couches, and, yeah, thank you, Karina, so much. I'm gonna show y'all the house. Oh, and another thing, she also helped me find the place that the house is storage at right now because I have not bought the land yet. I really wanted to see see how big it is. So they opened it, they unfolded it for me and everything.
Unfolded it.
And
God, we live in a God. Unfolded a house. He's describing buying his house like it's a tent. Guys, this is it's in a bad it's over. It's in a bad shape.
They unfolded it for me and everything. So when they deliver it, they're gonna put it back down, and when they get to the location, they'll put it back up. They only charge me $750 for that. If it's here every week, I have to give them $150 every week because it's storage here. And then they're just gonna keep it up like this just in case I want to come back and visit it.
All right, get on.
It's big. And the crazy part about it, y'all, I thought they sent the wrong order because
oh, this is scary.
It was white. It came in like a white container, but they took everything out. This the plumbing and stuff right here.
Nice. You've got a plumbing. Nice.
This is the doors.
Doors. Wow.
The doors are
very spacious. No open floor plan. Open floor plan. And look, this is how, if this house is on a lot, this is how a realtor will describe this property. This is the home of your dreams. Have you ever wanted a getaway from your getaway? Well, this spacious 800 square foot vacation home is everything your family needs. Plumbing and a bed.
T-doors, no shade. This is one of the couches she gave me. I don't know if this is a couch or a deck. Let me stop saying that. This is one of the things she...
This is outdoor furniture. This guy has outdoor patio furniture in his home. Oh man, we are so fucked. And I try not to be, and I try to keep myself in check when I have like these nihilistic, depressive spells, because I will get nihilistic and depressed. I'll be like, fuck, everything's meaningless. There's no way around it. We're fucked. And then I watch something like this. I realize the important thing is you have to be able to laugh at it, because being able to laugh at it takes a lot of the pressure off of how dismal it really is. But this is just so funny. She upgraded him to patio furniture for the inside of his home.
Gave me. This is the kitchen area.
Oh, nice. A shower in your kitchen. How accommodating.
Is the bathroom.
Wait. Is that a glass door on a bathroom? I mean, that's crazy.
This is
glass door, bathroom, glass shower door. So you can't even take a shower without. Also, the shower door is facing the entry door. So, I mean, God forbid you shower with your lights on in the dark.
The bathroom. I like the bathroom. But
yeah, I love that.
Like that.
I love this.
Everything is like...
Everything looks so nice. Fake marble on the wall.
That's the thing. The ceilings are very low, y'all. I'm not going to lie right there.
Guys,
the ceilings are very low.
The ceilings are low because the house is able to fold.
Listen, Karina, I don't know if you're trying to be shady, sister, but Pink, girl, call me again. We'll have a talk. I'm just playing. Thank you, though.
I mean, I love this. Yeah, I mean, this is... Let's continue on with that news article. The house has fold-out walls and ceilings that convert into a kitchenette, bedroom, and living area that measures 16.5 feet by 20 feet. After taxes, it costs around $26,000. It even includes a built-in toilet and shower. Oh, well, nice. Though the TikToker had yet to do the plumbing and electric work at the time, which will likely drive up the price. As a person of color and Gen Z, I want to inspire others to make wise decisions with their money. People my age are told that they can't afford to purchase homes. I'm proof that it's possible. I mean, yeah. I mean, I might buy one of these fold-out homes. It does look pretty sick. And the coolest part is that you can fold it up and put it in your pocket and then take your home to go. That's like the coolest part. Just have like a portable kind of like vacation spot. You're like, yo, man, you get really drunk at a party. They're like, dude, do you need to drive home? And you're like, no, I brought mine. And you just like take it out of your pocket and you're like, hey, can I set up my home outside? And they're like, oh yeah, sure, dude. And then you just, set your home up outside in their backyard. They're like, dude, that's pretty sweet. Where do you get that? Oh, it's $26,000 on Amazon.com. I keep it in my trunk. I keep my whole house in my trunk. All right, let's continue on with the news. Biden. Senators urge House Republicans. So apparently all the senators met on. Also, here I went and grabbed a Coca-Cola, Coke Zero here on the break. I've been addicted to. I'm trying to wean off of Red Bull. I'm trying mostly to wean off of sugar because I feel like I'm really scared of diabetes because I drink a lot of sugar. And I'm not like fat, but I'm like I want my toes when I'm 50. Like I want toes, I want fingers, I'm attached to them literally, and I mean literally and figuratively. So I'm cracking down, and my theory is, and this is how I describe it to people. They're like, "Really, you're drinking a Coke Zero?" I'm like, "Well, it's either this or Coke, and I'm choosing cancer over diabetes, which I feel like is probably. I mean, cancer, at least you have like a fighting chance. Diabetes, I feel like I don't want to have to stab myself with a needle every 2 minutes." And also, cancer gives you a cool story. You're like, yeah, I have cancer. It's kind of romantic. There's a book about it. You know, The Fault in Our Stars. You have a story. If you survive it, you don't have to, you know, you really can just do whatever you want. You can get in someone's face and say, I fucking survived cancer for this. Let me through. I'm a cancer. You wear pink and you get a cool cap sometimes. I mean, okay, let's continue. Democratic President Joe Biden and a bipartisan group of lawmakers, including the top U.S. Senate Republican on Tuesday, urged the Republican-controlled House of Representatives to take up the $95.3 billion military aid package to Ukraine and other allies. And other allies definitely means Israel, by the way. 100% means Israel. The measure, and people are calling, I do like this. People are calling Joe Biden Genocide Joe, which, I mean, and the people saying this are people that would vote for him. So it's a bad look. And he's in a double bind. Joe Biden's in a double bind because his pockets are filled by Jewish money. But on the other hand, he wants to run for re-election, and his nickname is Genocide Joe. So it's like, he's stuck. That's the he's in the swamp. He's in the swamp. It's tough. He's in the swamp. The measure passed in the Senate 70 to 29 votes shortly before dawn on Tuesday after a hardline group of Republicans spent the night trying to block it. But it was unclear to the House Speaker Mike Johnson would even bring it up for a vote in the chamber, partly controls by a narrow 219 to 212 margin. Both houses of Congress must approve the legislation before Biden can sign it into law. Ukraine leadership sees the funding as crucial as it continues to fight the invasion launched by Russian President Vladimir Putin nearly 2 years ago. Biden has been pushing for the package, which also includes security funding for Israel and Taiwan. Okay. Wait. And you married? Okay, look at God. God help us. You know, I haven't been religious since I was probably 11 years old when I you know, you think over things as an 11-year-old. There's hormones. You're thinking over life decisions. You're like, well, I was born here. Why am I here? But as I get older, I kind of want there to be a God. I need there to be a God, because if there is, I mean, we need him to come and start plagues for our sins, blood rain, floods, 50-day floods, biblical proportion locusts, lambs. Anything with a lamb is biblical, I think. Goats, a plague of frogs, brimstone, fire and brimstone in the firmament. Guys, biblical events need to happen for the way that we've been had. The people that have had us need to pay. Now, this isn't a call for any sort of violence, YouTube. God forbid. God forbid anyone did anything bad to anyone in a large position of decision making in Congress or the Senate. God forbid. First off, God forbid. I would be very sad if that happened. That is not sarcasm. It is a fact. I would be sad if something happened to someone. Guys, I don't want to. Look, what I am saying is that we have been had on a massive scale. Biden has given $90 billion, and this isn't the first time We've probably given $1 trillion to Ukraine. And in this bill, listen to this. I want you to think about what this is. Biden has been pushing for the package. Quote, this is quote unquote straight from the article. Biden has been pushing for the package, which also includes security funding for Israel and humanitarian aid for Palestine. Guys, why are we funding both sides? You can't give someone security aid and then also pay for the first aid kits for the people they're bombing. You'd have to sever the connection between your frontal and your left and right brain. And you'd have to be functioning on a level of schizophrenia and like Fight Club. You'd have to literally be on the level of Fight Club, where one person is you're funding, you're sending money to Israel, and you're also really sad and sending slurp juice and flowberry fizz to the Palestinians. The level of Joe Biden is schizo posting. This is crazy. Genocide Joe has lost it. Okay, let's continue with other news. Hopefully more happy and jolly. Oh, I mean, this is jolly. This is jolly. Here we go. So Kanye West released his new album, and if you know, talking about schizo posting, Kanye West has schizo posted an entire album, and because I'm a massive Kanye West fan, I ordered 4 of his I ordered 2 of his shirts, listened to his entire album on the day it was released. It was taken off of. It wasn't released on Spotify. It was released on Apple Music. Apple Music took it off. He re-uploaded it to Spotify. It's all over YouTube, guys. This has been it's been chaos, but I've listened to every song, and I took some of my favorite snippets because they're funny. Oh, what? Oh, give me a second. Here we go. Here's one of them. So this is his song, Kanye West, King, on his album Vultures. And this is an actual bar that exists. These are lyrics that exist on his album.
Bipolar, anti-Semite, and I'm still the king.
Bipolar, anti-Semite, and I'm still the king, which is a crazy thing to say. Here's another one. Bipolar, anti-Semite, and I'm still the king.
Just that glory. I'ma come through and just black out. Just black out. Keep a few juice on the staff now. I cash out.
So that one was pulling up, drop top Porsche this glory. I'ma come through with just black out. I keep a few Jews on the staff now. I cash out. I mean,
I'ma come through and just black out. Just black out. Keep a few Jews on the staff now.
Keep a few Jews on the staff now. I mean, that's a crazy, absurd lyric. And here's another one. I think this one is less crazy, actually.
I just fucked a Jewish bitch.
Okay, never mind. This one's actually crazy.
All fine, 100 hooligans, and we with the foolishness. I'm anti-Semitic. I just fucked a Jewish bitch. I just fucked.
Yeah, so he said, "How can I be anti-Semitic? I just fucked a Jewish bitch."
Fuck last night, I got all signed. The Jewish bitch, I just.
How I'm anti-Semitic, I just fuck Jewish bitch. I mean, he's got some good songs. My favorite song of his from this new album was actually this one, just because the intro is so dope. But this video is definitely going to get, probably copyright claim, but I don't make any money here anyways, so. Here it is. Go, go. Also, all of his music videos are AI generated. These are AI generated music videos, which is pretty interesting. Oh. I mean, I just love this. It probably sounds so sick in a like a live event. It sounds probably crazy. All right, let's watch some TikToks. Let's start it off easy. This is a video of a girl eating cornstarch. Man, that's a dry-ass mouthful. Another scoop. Oh, man. Man, that's tough to... That's a tough listen, folks. But I did try to show this to my girlfriend while she was driving. I'm like, hey, listen to this. I put it on the Bluetooth speaker. It was just this blasting off of our radio. I was dying laughing. She's like, turn that off. Why is that on your TikToks? Which I find funny. All right, here's a collection, a new guy on TikTok. I broke this. So this guy prints off pictures of shredded black dudes on just pieces of paper, and he shows them to random people on the street while they're working at their jobs, and just gets their reaction to the shredded black man. One of them has 4 photos labeled A, B, C, and D, and a couple of the other ones are just random dudes. They kind of look like maybe gay porn stars, but I don't know. They're just shredded black guys. So he shows it to people, and it's just pure fun.
Do y'all fix shit like that? Tech.
So he goes up to he just goes up and pretends like he pretty much gaslights them into thinking that he's like has some serious stuff. And the guy's just looking at the papers of the shredded black African American people in confusion.
Electronics.
I love when he taps the pages.
I see you got a...
Here's a picture of 2 dudes kissing.
Electronics.
Yeah. I don't know what I'm looking at.
I don't know what I'm looking at.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I break it, y'all fix it, right? You break, I fix.
Yeah.
Where do I sign?
Where do I sign?
What do you want me to fix?
I mean...
Like the printer?
If you could just write, you see A, B, C, D, fill it in right there, I'll get out your hair.
I don't know what you're asking me to do.
Do y'all fix the stuff that I break or what?
I mean, these are pictures.
You're the one that's got you break, I fix on the shirt, so I just assumed you would be the guy I would talk to. What's your name?
Rob.
Rob, he's so confused. He's just tapping.
I don't get what you're wanting me to do. The print?
Man, I can't. It's black and white.
I don't. It's so good. It's definitely like that TikTok level of like schizo kind of brain rot, but I love it. Here's another one.
I just had a few questions.
Here he is, very calmly placing these photos, and he has so many photos. This guy's just looking.
30, 15, 7.5. Y'all got him? Okay.
You're gonna have to speak to the pharmacist. I mean, I've been binging those videos recently. All right, let's watch one more TikTok. Yeah! Okay, this one's fun. This guy walks up to rich people. It looks like maybe in New York, or is this Chicago? Looks like New York. He walks up to rich people in traffic and just yells at them, which I like giving people a good scare. It doesn't matter if they're rich or poor. Just giving someone a good scare, and you know, I said this last episode, but making people's day an event is really what you should live for. You give them a story, makes them have a nice, fun time when they, it brings them out of the monotony of life. It's fun.
I submit my will to you. I submit my will. I submit my
I submit my will. He's chasing this guy in a Mercedes. This guy's in a Rolls Royce.
I want you to have more.
I want you to have more. He's putting a $20 bill through the window.
More. I'm sorry.
They look so scared too. That's just solid fun. Okay, we'll watch this last one.
Hey, excuse me, sir?
This guy goes up to random people on the street, and this one person that he went up to, is pretty scary.
Hello. Hi, we're just asking New Yorkers, what do you do for a living? I work at a slaughterhouse.
What? Slaughterhouse. I work in the air gun. Oh.
He works the air gun. This guy's Anton Chigurh.
An animal is no
more.
You take an air gun with a 6-inch rod and it...
Right inside your head.
Oh, what's your favorite part of your job? Watching the light be released from a living creature.
I hope this is fake, but it's so good. Watching the light be released from a living creature. That is Anton Chigurh. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Oh wait, what's this one? Oh, this is Sam Hyde's take on the recent amount of money sent to Israel.
Bajillion dollars per week to Israel to pay for Hellfire missiles because they're so weak and unprotected. They need more and more missiles. They need more missiles in Israel. They need as many missiles as we can get. In the Bible, it says, "Thou shalt give Israel missiles. Thou shalt give Israel all the missiles they need." And when I look at the amount of money that's raped from me, that I have bled and sweat for, I say, you know what? I'm not paying enough. I should be paying 75%. 1 trillion.
This is honestly, I've told this to my mom. I've told this to my girlfriend's parents. They're like, because my girlfriend just did her taxes, and she owed like, $300, $400, whatever. I've seriously been considering tax fraud. Not fraud, and not in an illegal sense. This is all comedic. This is all for comedic purposes, but hypothetically, if my money is sent to Israel and I do not want my money sent to Israel, could I hypothetically, wait, give me a sec. I'm going to call legal advice on this. All right. We're calling.
Thank you for calling 1-800-THE-LAW 2. Experience you can trust. Your call will be answered momentarily.
So we're calling. This is a 24/7 legal advice hotline.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much for holding. My name is Nancy. How can I help you?
Hey, I had a question. You guys answer legal questions, right?
So we get people connected over to an attorney for a free consultation with no obligation regarding legal questions.
Okay, yeah. I have a legal question about taxes. Is that something you guys handle?
Yeah, I can gladly assist you with getting you connected over to an attorney. I would just be gathering some brief information on my end, sir. May I ask what your first and last name is?
Okay, well, that was a scam. I just gave over a ton of my information, and they're probably going to sell it to someone. And, great. They have my phone number, and now I'm going to get calls about legal stuff. So, great. I got transferred to no one. They said that, the person that they did transfer me to, it is 6 o'clock, and I guess they went home at 5. So, that's unfortunate. But, whatever, this is satire. This is a joke. IRS. But in this joke, haha, if someone didn't want to pay taxes, that would just go to Israel to fund active genocide and bombing of several people, including women and children and babies and stuff like that. The babbies. Could you opt out? That being said, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, please share with a friend. If you didn't enjoy this episode, comment down below why I should not do this. Always looking for an excuse. You know, I do this for the love of the game, but it would be nice to do it for the love of money. So if you could share with a friend or like, I heard that's good. A comment, even if it's KYS, makes me feel good. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. Goodbye.